All right.
It says we're live.
We're live. I wonder how long we have been live for, but we are live. And hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, joined once again by Jedi Jason Kruger.
Hi.
And this week we have another special guest. A little bit of the bubbly. Because we got quite a bit to talk about this week. I know you haven't. Jedi has not seen All Out yet.
It's all right.
You know, he had kids, and unless it's me, helping pay for it in this day and age, pay-per-view just doesn't happen in
Not like the old days.
in the Jedi household.
Yeah.
But that can all change this coming weekend. My quick thoughts on All Out are as follows. I thought it was a really, really good show. Like we predicted last week, it didn't have the magic that All In did. I feel that the match of the night was Cody and Spears, and I know a lot of people are going to get pissed off at hearing that because, oh my god, you see the Canadian Destroyers in the fucking ladder match, but I feel like this was the slightly better match. I feel that Kenny and Pac, while very good, is proof that if you don't have any story behind the match, that can hurt it. The crowd was dead for that match. Or I shouldn't say dead, but just was not as into that match as you would think they would be. I don't get the Dark Order. Like I'm still trying to wonder what the fuck is going on with that. Orange Cassidy. Yep. I'm glad that Chris Jericho won. Hopefully they can build up to some kind of redemption for Hangman in a year. And they're doing their next pay-per-view is in Baltimore on November the 9th, I want to say, called Full Gear. And that is where we'll be getting Moxley and Omega.
Oh.
So those are the quick Cliff Notes thoughts because Jedi hasn't seen it yet.
Well, I know the results.
We have some
So if you want
some chatters.
if you want to talk about something that actually happened, I know the results.
Guys still drinking? Yeah.
Boobly.
A little bit of the bubbly. But I'm a stupid idiot. And this is probably not as expensive as Jericho's bubbly. Also, they handed out a bunch of little signs that said "Thank you, Jericho," that we all held up throughout the course of the night. I got spit on by Sean Spears on accident. I blew my voice out during the Arn Anderson portion of that match. Every time there's a wrestling event that I go to, a big one like All In, WrestleMania weekend, etc., there's always a point in time that I can go back and look to and go like, and that's when my throat started hurting because that's when my voice got blown out. When Arn Anderson came to the ring and hit a spine buster, that's the moment for me. But yeah, great weekend. But we gotta get into the intro. If you've never seen this show before, this is the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Jedi and I love wrestling. We love talking wrestling with other passionate wrestling fans, like all the ones that I met at the Kenny Omega signing, at All Out, or at the DDP Yoga Workshop that I went to this weekend. We love wrestling. We love sharing wrestling with our love of wrestling with all of you. But on the other side of the coin, we're fans, just like each and every one of you. We don't use insider terms because we're not insiders, we're not wrestlers, we're fans. At the end of the day, we're just two marks. And we have, it's kind of, I'm not going to say that WWE was bad, but I'd say coming off of everything that I went, it was kind of like All In last year, where when you're coming off of something like that, you're still kind of like, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And what we got going on here in the chat?
Yeah, I believe you did.
Yep.
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 Good job, you.
Good job. Yeah. Yeah, good job on that one. I'm curious to see what the explanation is. I hope it wasn't just a one and done. I really hope that Tully stays doing stuff. Is that taking
Man,
another with the bubbler?
I was way off on my prediction for the women's battle royal.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I'm not no knock on Nyla,
Mm-hmm.
but I just kind of
Racist, chug it.
yeah, I'm not chugging. You savor the bubbler. And I gotta do this on this week's episode before this, meme loses its steam.
Right, exactly.
It's not a slight on Nyla. I just feel that Allie and Britt Baker are better, but they're going with Nyla. And
Now the question is, who on earth's going to be the first women's champion, Riho or Nyla?
I think Nyla.
Probably Nyla. I mean, that makes more sense to me, but I mean, Riho's practically undefeated minus that one tag match too.
Mm.
Can he?
That match is very good. I was really disappointed that Aja Kong didn't come out.
Mm.
Yeah. Kylie Rae's been released, with more uncertainty surrounding that situation.
Yeah, it sounded like that was a mutual agreement.
Yeah,
so.
there's more details to that going on, and they're never going to be released. And
right,
it's kind of
which is fair.
It's fair. It just
it
sucks because I really liked her.
So I guess we'll just jump into Raw.
Little bit of the bubbly.
Run through what happened on Raw. Run through what happened on SmackDown. Comment a little bit.
But see you, Eric and Ray. I'm very, very sad that you guys were not there with us this year. But next year, they Cody and Tony Khan came out and said they pretty much going to make this a yearly thing for All Out.
Gotcha.
Labor Day weekend.
Sense, yeah.
So hey,
WrestleMania basically.
You know what? Or SummerSlam. I feel like Double or Nothing should be WrestleMania.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bigger arena.
I see what you mean.
But maybe you could talk the wife.
Yeah, with the year in advance, we might be.
Year in advance, talk the wife into letting you be free for a weekend.
Right.
Maybe Jedi can come with me and have a little bit of bubbly with AEW.
So, Strowman and Rollins had their contract signing, and Styles just can't keep his nose out of it.
Next year for sure. Amen to that, Raybo.
So Styles tore up the contract so they could have an excuse to bring Stone Cold on the show next week to sign a contract again.
Essentially, so AJ can come out again and eat a stunner.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on the same page. So then Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman figured, well, we might as well put the rest of the OC back in their place. So they beat Gallows and Anderson, although it was by roll-up. And then immediately after, there was much beatdown. And
it's still bad. They've chopped the nuts off of the OC. And it's my fault. It's my fault for thinking that something good was going to happen out of this. Mm. It was my fault for thinking that they were going to actually do this right and write this well. That's my fault. I'm the one that set my own self up for disappointment with this.
It kind of seemed like they were, and then out of nowhere, Braun Strowman showed up. Like before he suddenly showed up in it, it kind of seemed like that's the way it was tracking. But anyway, and then AJ Styles attacked Cedric Alexander.
Didn't hear that part.
He was bored and he needs an opponent for.
I do want to see that. That's going to be a good match. I think Cedric. Well, next week. Next week's prediction show.
Already? Good grief.
Well, it's because we just had. It's because we just had an AEW one.
Exactly. These two gonna.
Just imagine how much longer this show is going to be when we throw in the AEW reviews too.
I remember back in the day watching Raw, SmackDown, Impact,
A little bit of the water to go with the
pay-per-view every other week. Whew. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah. It got to the point where we especially when I was still in high school, I'd have to be picky and choosy about which pay-per-views,
Yeah.
Luckily, December to Dismember, I'm like, I'm going to sit that one out.
Man, you made the right choice there.
Even Armageddon 2006, I'm like, I think I'm going to set this one out, even though I missed Joey Mercury getting his face obliterated.
That was a sight to behold, huh? Alright, so let's see. Ziggler and Robert Roode are the number one contenders, so they beat Hawkins and Ryder. I have nothing really to say on that. I guess it's good that the contenders aren't losing to Hawkins and Ryder right now.
Yeah.
They're trying to establish a Franken team that they just came up with last week, so. Lacey Evans beat Natalia, so with her villainous tactics and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The women's right. I mean,
whatever.
King of the Ring quarterfinal, Baron Corbin beat Cedric Alexander because Cedric had already been attacked by the OC, so he was
at least it's
disadvantage.
At least it somewhat makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like they're definitely leaning towards.
Corbin is the King of the Ring.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like being screamed from the rooftops right now.
Yeah.
Like painted on the side of the building. Viking Raiders are back to fighting jobbers. Great. I guess. Is that an insider term? Maybe it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Local talent.
That's right. Viking Raiders are back to fighting local talent that you'll never retain the names of because you'll never see them again. Under that name, anyway. King of the Ring quarterfinals, Samoa Joe and Ricochet. Oh, geez, this. So they both pinned each other, and the referee couldn't make a freaking decision, and then later they just announced, I guess they both advanced. It'll be a triple threat next week.
Yeah.
What the actual hell? Now Corbin has a legit grievance.
Yeah.
I mean,
now, another YouTuber made and I was tend to agree with them. You know, they're starting to want to push the fact that, you know, like make real. It's sports entertainment.
Oh,
they're wanting to make like real sports decisions.
Uh-huh.
When in a football game is the referee going to go, you know what? I'm not telling you whether or not that touchdown counted or not. When in a basketball game are they going to go, you know what? I'm not telling you whether or not that was a travel or not.
That's right. And so the scoreboard won't change and everything. And then at the end of the game, they'll be like, by the way,
it's going to be a super three-way football game.
You both tied. Yeah. So anyway, that happened. Yeah, Bray Wyatt. I believe he's challenging for the belt. It sounds like.
God, this is.
Which is,
this will be either where one of two things is if he's inserted into this match.
Yep.
This will be where one of two things will happen. Either for the first time since AJ in 2016, the WWE will get something right and either realize we got something here, it's hot, let's capitalize on it before it, while it's still hot, and see if we can keep the heat going, or this will be the beginning of the end of the feud.
Yep. Agreed.
And I'm leaning towards
aren't we all?
The latter.
Aren't we all? Well, at least we got another month, because
right.
That's Hell in a Cell, not the... Yeah, so... We'll see. That's going to be interesting to predict next week, because then that's going to indicate who ends up fighting him. Probably in Hell in a Cell. I mean, it
probably.
Seems,
and it would be a good buffer. This be the chance, you know, as Daniel mentioned that Joe's going to be the buffer. This would be a good way to have a buffer that maybe, you know, have the Fiend win, but protect Rollins. I feel bad for poor Braun Strowman. The guy's, you know, the guy was where the Fiend was. That was him in late 2017, and he just, you know, decided to become the umbrella for Roman Reigns, and his fire got put out.
Right.
But on the flip side of all this, it's like, you know, obviously Seth's kind of the guy. If you want to give the Fiend a title win, but still keep Seth, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I really hope they capitalize on the Fiend while they still have the chance. Because if they don't, this is going to be another one of the classic. You know, when we do a countdown of all the missed opportunities, this is going to be one of them. You know?
Right. Rey Mysterio says he's not done yet. His son convinced him he can do more. Hooray! Yeah, I'm not cynical. The Miz beat Cesaro, which... defend, I guess.
I mean, I guess you gotta have some heroic wrestler be a villain. So.
Yeah. But
whatever.
You have to be Cesaro.
I know.
And then we had all the women's championships showcased in one match. We had the women's tag team champions, Bliss and Cross, versus the Raw and SmackDown women's champions, Bayley and Becky.
I was fine with the old Bray too, but I like The Fiend and I like Firefly Funhouse, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I'm not complaining at all. It's basically ended in DQ, and then Bayley went to the dark side.
Or did she?
Yeah, right. Well, what's that? You want to roll right into SmackDown, where she gave some half-assed explanation?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
So, she basically, if I understood this, basically, she's like, I'm still a role model. I just did this because I support my friends.
And then Charlotte kind of came out there and kind of did the whole, I'm an awful person, but I'm gonna at least admit that I'm awful. So
right.
I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like they're kind of trying to still how many they're being manipulated, or I don't know. I feel like Bayley's just gonna I hope it's just a full-on turn with her being oblivious to the fact that she's an awful person.
Right.
And then when she finally realized, eventually with her just embracing the fact that she's an awful person. Obviously, storyline-wise.
Gonna run up there and just, slash the Bayley.
Yeah. But it's just kind of like, how many unknowingly I'm in the wrong women do we need on the roster? I mean, we already have Nikki Cross, who's... I don't know that I'm doing the wrong thing right now, but Alexa Bliss is my friend. And then you have...
Nikki's being manipulated. It sounds like Bayley's deranged in a completely different way. At least so far, it's not... I'm not getting the vibe of, well, Banks has corrupted you so much as you lost it and you're not aware that you lost it.
Right. But the other thing is... I mean, obviously, Charlotte can play the heroine. I mean, she's done before.
She can.
But I feel like at this point, if, for me personally, putting all of my fandom and everything else aside, if somebody's beating up on Charlotte, I'm not angry at them. I'm going, all right, you got what you fucking deserve, queen.
Fair enough.
I can't... her beating up Becky, okay, yeah, boo, hiss you. Her beating up Charlotte's Charlotte's awful. She's an awful person.
1 2-on-1 beatdown does not a good guy make. Necessarily in this case.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to be on Shadow, but yeah, you're right.
Especially when they have so many other heroes that they could be leaning on if they bothered to do anything with them. Asuka, Ember Moon. Those are the two that come to mind that really have the potential that they can kind of really pull the trigger. Oh, Kairi Sane. Kind of an insult not to mention in the same breath. And then with more work, they got so many other people they're not even using. You got Liv Morgan. You got, shoot. Well, you got Ruby Riott. I think she's out with an injury, but
right.
Shoot, who's the other one from the Riot Squad? Why can I not think? Sarah Logan.
Right.
I think she's healed up, so I don't know why. I don't know. You remember the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal? I was all behind Sarah Logan, and then freaking Carmella showed up, and I was like, no! Yeah.
Do I remember the WrestleMania one? That was a long fucking night. That was the beginning of a lot of shit.
That's fair. That's fair. Well,
and I don't mean shit that it was bad. I mean just a lot of stuff was going on.
It was good shit, right?
It's good shit. Be on the lookout for my vlog coming up, because there's going to be a sign that'll make you guys all happy, or maybe it won't make you happy. I don't really care. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, but her and Sonya Deville looked good in that battle royal. I
Mhm.
was like all excited, and then Carmella ruined it for me. But so yeah.
I had a
Anyway,
different-
Bailey was delusional.
I had a difference during their dance break. I had a different sort of break.
Oh my gosh.
I drank a lot
Like
of
a
beer.
mental break? I was gonna say.
I drank a lot of beer.
Like, please no. King of Ring quarterfinal. Ali versus Elias. I don't even remember how
I can remember this match actually. But yeah, I guess.
I
Yeah.
gotta read it because I don't even remember. Oh, Elias won.
Okay, yeah,
He rolled out of the way of a 450 and hit the driftaway for the win.
you know,
Yay, Elias. I mean, I guess he's got to get some wins in there somewhere.
yeah,
Kinda
it's
sucks for
fine.
Ali.
I mean, yeah, I feel like Ali, he need to be capitalized on a little bit more. I feel like, now that they're just straight up not going to let him have a program for the Intercontinental Championship, it's like,
Right.
but why though?
Right? Yeah, why though, indeed. Who is feuding with Shinsuke?
Is there anyone?
I don't know.
I remember him wrestling. I believe he wrestled local talent this week.
Yeah, with freaking Sami Zayn in his corner. Yeah. That is the thing that happened.
It's
Yeah.
probably going to eventually be one of the two turning into a hero again and going for the air.
Yeah, it could be. Alright, so Alexa and Nikki fought in non-title action against Sonya and Mandy, Fire and Desire, and
Yeah.
Sonya and Mandy won. There was
Cool.
a distraction and they won, so they'll probably be getting the next championship match, I'd imagine. I think at Clash Champions every belt's being defended. That's
Yes.
the gimmick, if you will. So
Remember when it was called Night of Champions and they just remembered, hey, we inherited the name of like one of the NWA/WCW's biggest events. Why aren't we just using that?
Mhm.
I'm still waiting for WWE Presents Halloween Havoc.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it. I think their version of Halloween Havoc is Hell in a Cell. I think that's as close as we're ever gonna get. Yeah, I know. Let's see. Randy Orton bragged about how he's so much smarter than Kofi, and then the Revival helped him beat up Kofi. And there's no Woods or Biggie, so he's like, aha.
I
Yeah.
still really hope the Revival leave when their contract's up.
Another King of the Ring quarterfinal, Chad Gable versus Andrade. And somewhat to my surprise, Gable won.
I do remember this match, yes. Yeah, good little match, and you know a villain's gonna win the King of the Ring. Like,
The
other
statistics
than
don't lie.
other than Bret Hart that one time wearing it, I don't really see a hero wearing crown and a scepter, and
No.
unless in being able to be taken seriously.
Which means that Chad Gable will be facing Elias next.
Probably be Elias and The Miz, and Elias wins. So there's a little preview for next week.
Okay. Could be. I don't know, man. Don't count out Baron Corbin.
We had Baron Corbin and Chad Gable, and then Baron Corbin wins too. So either way, it's not looking good.
Fair enough. That sounds, yeah. Yeah, I can see that one. That sounds about right. Aleister Black finally decided to have a match on television.
I didn't know that. Thank you. Black Scorpion shows up. I'm going to be very upset. I'm going to be very happy if the Black Scorpion shows up. Thank you. Love the Black Scorpion. Ironically, I don't really. Yeah.
The reverse ATM puppet. Nice. Sorry, I wasn't keeping up with the comments, so I thought I'd catch up real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the promos they write for people are half-ass and bland. I mean, in fairness.
True that.
Unless you're watching AEW, because they're doing their own.
And,
So Shelton Benjamin fought Aleister Black. Obviously, Aleister Black won. Good call there.
yeah.
For Shelton Benjamin. I guess he's doing his thing anyway. Yeah, Nakamura. Holy crap, Miz.
Huh.
Why? I don't know why, but apparently. Oh, they did have a tit for tat last week, didn't they?
Yeah.
Looks like Miz is challenging Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship at Clash of Champions.
Shows you how good this storyline is.
Yeah. I mean, we were really glued to it.
The first wrestling that I watched since All Out, and I don't remember shit from it.
So
Drinking too much of the bubbly.
Nakamura defeated local talent while Sammy yacked ringside, and there was a lot of 24/7 stuff. I can't even keep track of all that. I think Maverick ended up with it in the end.
And then we go to this segment.
Yeah,
because I do remember this, and it's kind of I'm intrigued to see where this goes. I'm intrigued because it's kind of. You have kind of the hero, the villain, and then this kind of unhinged monster that's like, what are we gonna do?
Right.
And then if you don't know what we're talking about, there was a segment where Daniel Bryan demanded an apology for Roman Reigns because
he didn't know.
He didn't know that Eric Rowan was targeting Roman Reigns. And Eric Rowan comes out and beats up Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan.
Because Daniel Bryan's character is consistent. He's like, you might not like me, but I don't lie. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, that's not the reason we boo him, you know?
Right.
It's because he's...
Unsufferable veganism.
Exactly. Insufferable. He can't stand us and wants to preach at us all the time and has a bad attitude. So it's like, boo. But he's not dishonest. He believes everything he says. So yeah, Rowan went all psycho and Daniel tried to fuss at him or intervene, and Rowan's like, no, I don't need you anymore. I don't need anybody. Roar. So, yeah, that's happening. So, not sure where we go from here, but it's
I'm
more exciting than that awkward reveal of the fake Rowan. Yeah. So.
And we have a late breaking development here. It has been officially announced for AEW Full Gear that Chris Jericho will put the bubbly down to defend against Cody in the main event of the show.
Cody?
Yep.
Gotcha.
So,
well, before that even happens, though, wasn't it? I believe I heard the third week of television he's going to be defending it on television against somebody too?
I
think I heard that.
Yeah,
I could be remembering innuendo, but I thought I heard that.
This came from Chris Jericho's Instagram account, so...
I know the first week of AEW they're doing the Women's Championship match, and they're starting the tag team tournament for the tag belts.
I feel like this is a good call because Cody's... Cody has not been pinned yet in AEW, and Jericho wants his thank you. So, what better person to you could build a storyline around? The guy that kind of really helped start the company.
Really? You think that?
The guy who
Daniel, you really think Undertaker's going to show up in front black? That's a horrifying thought.
Brian going for the table is a red herring. It could be.
It could be.
It could be.
Truth got it in the end. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. He did, didn't he? Yeah. He's a 14-time champion now or something. Yeah.
He's closing in on Ric Flair.
Yeah. In only like 3 months' time, right?
I know. Took Ric Flair 25 years for that. God. And people call him the greatest.
I mean, to respond to this, if the people who are already complaining about AEW, I mean...
They already don't want to like AEW to begin with.
Well, that too, but I was going to say, they gave it to Jericho, the ex-WWE old guy. I mean, putting it on Cody's not going... I mean...
But
I guess they're doubling down on the same haterade, but, I mean,
I will concede that, I could see where they're coming from if they put it on Cody and people being mad.
Yeah.
But, that being said... Cody's been doing the best work of his career, in AEW.
Although
I don't think it's the right call. I feel like you need a strong villain champion. Jericho is that guy.
He just won it.
Yeah, he did just win the title. We don't need to switch that early. I feel like you kind of lose the moral high ground defending it, but if you're defending against people from the WWE where titles switch hands on a whim to whoever, sometimes for no fucking reason.
Dolph Ziggler was once world champion.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it. He was.
So, but I feel like it's a good storyline with the fact that just imagine the interviews leading up to it with Cody saying, Jericho wanting to thank you, and Cody being the head of the company. And we could possibly see Blanchard and/or Spears, maybe finally the MJF turn that we thought was going to happen. That a friend of mine that went to the show with us said is the death nail for AEW, because he said they should have just turned him there, and by not turning him there, realized that that's going to be just another promotion that doesn't know what they're doing, just like the WWE. Yeah, that happened.
Wow, that's
They say for something that's something that claims that they're gonna have great quality stories, they drop their first ball, and that's a sign of things to come. But that's besides the point.
Agreed. I mean, if we're gonna get that negative, the first time the Dark Order showed up and nobody had any idea what was going on, and we still really don't, we can throw that out there too. Or the Fyter Fest librarian debacle. I mean,
I don't want it to be Omega to defeat him after a long run. I feel like in a year's time you could build up Hangman more to be kind of more of a contender. He was, you could build it up like, this was his first world title, missed his first big stage, and he was not because he lost clean, which I thought was really awesome. They didn't, do a way to protect Hangman. Hangman was just straight up not good enough to beat Chris Jericho on Saturday night.
Which is not surprising.
So if you spend a year having him build himself up and have a hero's journey to where they have the rematch at the next All Out next year, and you have Hangman, I'm not the guy that doesn't know what the spotlight's, like last year. I'm a completely different Hangman. You could tell a good story around that, and I'm all for it. Honestly, I think Omega is also he'll also have a redemption arc and maybe a villain turn, because after his comments, after his comments on Moxley, he's not very good at being a hero. So yeah,
you go run your mouth like that when Moxley was over there tearing it up in Japan. You've already kind of very clearly set the.
He would be that was like the epitome of, like, if he were a straight up villain, he'd be the justifiable villain, like Becky and so many others. But still, it's just kind of like, yeah, you're not a good person saying these things.
Right.
But I feel like that way too. I would have well, they had a confrontation after the show. Pac and Paige did. I would have Pac win the first one, and then leading up to I'd have Pac beat Paige, and then you begin the journey. Where the last thing before Jericho will be, well, he's got to get through Pac too. He conquers all of it, kind of like Daniel Bryan conquering both Triple H and
Right.
He conquers both his demons. Pac, they're not necessarily on the same card, but Pac on TV or Pac at the pay-per-view before that.
Just like a video game, you got to go through the final mini boss before you get to
Yes, exactly.
Yep. No, I agree.
But
makes sense.
New Japan Pro Wrestling
screws up the whole story and we go a different direction.
Yeah. NJPW had a show in the United Kingdom this week. It was a very good show.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Minoru Suzuki, the King, showing why he's still going strong at his age.
I have no idea what happened. Tell me about it.
Oh well, he had a really good match with Kazuchika Okada. For the title.
He finally got to. For the title.
He didn't win, but.
No, I was going to say he finally got to punch somebody in the face for the fact he wasn't included in the G1.
Yeah.
I know he's been chomping at the bit. Too.
We have a new Rev Pro British heavyweight champion, and his name is Hiroshi Tanahashi, defeated Zack Sabre Jr. in a rematch from the G1 Supercard. And Kenta is your new never openweight champion. And I'm glad Kenta...
I know how much the New Japan crowd loves him.
And while I don't understand the concept behind the never... I feel like the New Japan has moved... What the point of the never openweight title is no longer a factor in New Japan anymore, but still it's good to see a championship around the waist of Kenta. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that is... Yeah. And, that is... I think that's pretty much it this week.
What happened, but we managed to run
we
through it
managed,
real fast.
And you know why? Because we had the bubbly. All right.
How the frack do you lose a belt? It's the weirdest story.
Yes. You got your belt stolen.
Kind of
and then they just found it.
Yeah.
The police just found it.
It's the bizarrest thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that is...
Here I can figure somebody stole it and thought, how the hell am I going to fence this?
Yeah. And on that note, that is it for us this week. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, give it a share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of professional wrestling, from the world of comics, video games, anime, all things geek culture. Go like the Facebook page for more content at facebook.com/athleticgeek89. Go follow me on Twitter at athletic_geek89, and go follow me on Instagram at athleticgeek89. Jedi, no social media because you got kids and you ain't got time for that shit. But if you send me a message on social media, I'll pass along to Jedi if you want to ask him any questions. But other than that,
I ain't scared.
Yeah. For Jedi Jason Kruger, it is a wrap. It is a bubbly wrap. For Jedi Jason Kruger, I'm the Athletic Geek. We are just two marks. We're going to go have some more of the bubbly. We're out. Have a good one.